thank you very much for clicking on to this video. So it is a real mixture of stuff that I picked up over the past maybe few weeks. So there's makeup, I think there's one bit of jewellery, a lot of thrifted clothes. So I'll maybe start off with the makeup, and the first thing, maybe do the free stuff that I got. I actually just came in the mail this morning, and it is another sample of the YSL All Hours foundation. I picked up one a couple of weeks ago, and it really is a good idea to follow maybe one of your favourite brands or all of your favourite brands on their social media pages, because now and again they'll offer free samples and it's a great way of trying a product out. I already got a sample of this a couple of weeks ago and absolutely fell in love with it. So when the opportunity came again to pick another one up, I grabbed it. It is the All Hours. It's been out for a while, but I think they were actually doing it to promote their new foundation, which is something similar. But that one is a bit more matte. So they were giving you the choice to try either the All Hours or the matte one out. So the shade that is my perfect match is BD30, which is almond. That's it there. And I loved it so much, actually. The last time that I got the sample, I went out and I got the full size. Unfortunately, I got it in the wrong shade. I got it in BD40, which is what I have on today. It's just a little bit dark, and I think I'm going to retire that one until the summer and look for the BD30, because the BD40 is definitely would be okay during the summer when I'm a lot darker. So that is absolutely love that foundation, especially if you have older skin like me. I think it definitely does smooth a lot of imperfections and maybe some fine lines. So really love this. What else did I get free? Yes, I got something else. The Givenchy lipstick. I did a video on that already, and it's the Le Rouge. It's a travel size of the Le Rouge lipstick, and I got that free as part of our local department store's beauty club card thing. And that's look at this. I mean, it's really fancy for a travel size sample lipstick. You just click those little buttons and out pops the lipstick, and it is red. Now, I would only use red maybe on special events, but that is a lovely colour. In fact, I would go to say as far as a nicer colour on. It isn't as red, and you can sheer it out. It's absolutely great. It's really looking really lovely there, and to be honest, that's what colour it looks on the lips rather than this sort of darker red, which I prefer the lighter orangey sort of red. So I'm really happy with that. And to be honest, travel size is going to last a long time. Very rare that I would hit a pan on a lipstick unless it was one of my favourite lipsticks. So that is that. And next up is what I got in TK Maxx. Hold on a second. Right, so I picked up the Laura Geller Balance of Brighton blush. I've actually did a video on what TK Maxx had that day, and it's not my local TK Maxx. I just couldn't believe it. I've visited that TK Maxx before and it's never had a lot of stuff. I really had to control myself of buying a lot of products because they had some really good products that day. But I couldn't leave the store without this one, the Balance and Brighton blush, because for $5.99 I thought it was a good price. Lots of people I know wear Laura Geller, and the blush is absolutely new. It hasn't been swatched, which is a rarity in TK Maxx. I think I actually have this in a travel size. That's it there. Beautiful. I'm not going to swatch it because I'm definitely not keeping it for me. It'll either be for a present or a giveaway maybe. So love that. Now what else? More makeup. Yep. Right, so I just picked these up the other day and there are a few Wet n Wild products. Just a backstory, Wet n Wild here in Ireland has been really hard to get hold of until recently. I live in Belfast and the Boots here in Belfast have started stocking Wet n Wild, but the problem is it's just bought up. As soon as the product hits the shelf, it's bought up. In particular, their limited edition sets tend to be snapped up very, very quickly. So if I'm on the hunt for Wet n Wild, I tend to go out to the suburbs. A couple of our suburb chemists have started stocking Wet n Wild, which is really, really crazy. Yeah, so I bought 3 products and they're not limited edition. They're products that I've actually used before. And the first one is Ticket to Brazil. Now, I've just opened this up now and they've changed the packaging and actually they've changed the formula on Ticket to Brazil. It's not how I remember it. I'm just looking to see. I don't think I have. Oh, I don't have the original packaging here to show you, but it used to be in a big round pan. You used to get absolutely a lot of product in it, and it was, I mean, this is a bronzer. The original was marketed as a bronzer as well, but the colour was so light, even on the lightest skin, it didn't really work out as a bronzer. I used it really to blend in, make sure my foundation was blended into my neck, around my hairline, and even used it as a setting powder. And there was a bit of a glow to it as well. So you could use it even as a very, very subtle highlighter. So I was disappointed when I opened this one because it's just a different colour completely. It definitely is a bronzer. It is still very, very light, but it shows up more of a bronzer than the other powder. So I'll definitely use it in one form or another. You could even use that as a eyeshadow. There's definitely a sheen on it. But I'll show you how light it is. The back of my arm is super, super light. And you just barely make it out. I mean, I have to put it on. I mean, that's it there. You can barely make that out at all. So I'm not sure what will be like as darker for darker skins. But I will definitely find some use for it. And I think I can't remember the price. I think it's around about £4. It's not any dearer, but it's just a pity to change that up. And they also changed the packaging of this next product just ever so slightly, and it's a single eyeshadow in Brulee. This has been one of my favourite products from Wet n Wild because it's very, very versatile as well. That's it there. It's only around about £1.99. And the quality of the powders from Wet n Wild are absolutely brilliant, especially with these. These are some of the bronzer and the single eyeshadows are their sort of permanent stock. They're not limited edition. But that is really, really buttery, super soft, and it's just a really good powder to use on your eyelids. Either on its own just to smooth the eyelid out, or you could wear it on top of an eyelid primer just to make that eyelid primer last a little bit longer. But I find even on its own, it's brilliant for colour correcting the eyelid and just making it look a lot smoother, especially if you have older eyes like me. And also, if you don't look like eyeshadow, this is a really good eyeshadow to buy because it looks as if you're wearing nothing, but it makes the eyes look a little bit brighter and younger and just a lot more polished. I absolutely love this. So when I see it, I always pick it up. This one is always out of stock as well. The next one is a lipstick, and I've tried these lipsticks before, and they're Wet n Wild Mega Lash lipsticks. Now the Mega Lash lipsticks are only a couple of pound as well, and they're they're well known for being dupes for MAC lipsticks. And I can't remember, there's a whole range, I'm sure there's lots of YouTube videos about the equivalent of Wet n Wild to the MAC lipsticks. But when I seen this, I actually thought it was a really similar colour to Charlotte Tilbury Bone Girl, which is my, I think, number one favourite lipstick. And I didn't have it with me to compare it, but for a couple of pounds I decided to buy it and compare them at home, and it definitely is a good dupe. I'll show you in a minute. But the reason I stopped using these for a while because they are super dry on the lips. I had a lot of them and I used to wear them a couple of years ago because they were very similar colours to MAC. But the problem is the quality of the lipsticks, because they're matte, they're very dry, and even after one day's use you would definitely need some sort of lip balm over or underneath it to make it feel very comfortable, because it just sucks any moisture out of your lips completely. So I'm not sure if they've changed up the formula of this lipstick, so I will definitely have to use it within the next few days and try them out, because as I say, it is definitely a dupe for the Charlotte Tilbury one. So this is the Charlotte Tilbury one here. Definitely going to have to do a separate video on this. This is definitely my favourite colour. I'm gravitating towards the darker colours now because having older lips, they tend to make my lips look a wee bit fuller, and also because the colour is draining out of my lips. I think the darker colour is a bit more useful. I don't know, I'm just thinking. But that is the two of them sort of side by side. You can see I have used quite a lot of that, so I'll just swatch them as well. Yeah, they are definitely very similar. So that is the Charlotte Tilbury, and that is the Wet n Wild. Absolutely amazing. If the formula is different and it doesn't dry out your lips, then this will definitely be a really good dupe. But if it's not and it still dries out the lips, I don't know, because the quality of this lipstick is absolutely amazing. It's matte, but it doesn't dry out your lips, which I absolutely love it, and would definitely pay the extra money because it's definitely comfortable. So I cannot wait to try this one out and see how it performs. So I think that is all the makeup. Now, clothes. I picked these up in the thrift store, and the first one that I want to show you is this one, and I've already worn this. The label is off, but so this looks absolutely brilliant with a really belt around it, and it's just a really long shirt dress. Well, not really long, just long enough shirt dress. But the thing that really grabbed me was the colours. They're very, as we say here, autumnal or very fall, and it's just absolutely gorgeous. I just think it's there's a very 70s vibe from it, and just very unique. And the price I think was £3, and it's from a company called Alice and You. Never heard of them. Made in China, but absolutely love that. So I think that definitely has been my best find in the last 2 weeks. Next up, this one actually had the tag still on it, so it was brand new. It is a little bit big. I don't know where I'm going to keep it, or hand it back into the thrift shop. But it is absolutely, it's a really, really long dress. It ties in the middle. The neckline, there's a zip at the back. The neckline is sort of ruched a little bit here. Just a little bit, couple of pleats to bring it in. It's just a little bit big on the shoulder. It tends to drape. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this. This was around about £3.95. I really love the print. It's super light. It's really, really good for the summer. So I don't know. I might try and make it work with a needle and thread. I will see. Next up, and also in the sort of fall autumn theme, is this colour here. And it's just a really pretty dress. It's from Primark. Really cheap high street store. And the price was £1.95. And it's to me it's a little bit see-through, so you might have to wear something underneath that. But I just love the sleeves and the neckline. And there is, hold on a second. Yes, sorry, that was my daughter. There's a zip at the back of it. Absolutely gorgeous. And next up, and also in an autumnal fall theme, is this yellow. I don't know, the shops definitely are colour coordinating their shops with the fall colours. But this is just a gorgeous, really long v-neck, 3/4 length sleeves, super, super, really soft material. It was £3.50. And it's actually from Tesco's, which is the supermarket here. I honestly thought it was definitely from a higher end shop. The quality of the material is absolutely amazing. It does feel really, really, really soft. So I really love that. And next up, and last but not, I think it's, oh wait, no, I have another one. Another dress. And this one is a v-neck dress. So, and it was £2.95 or £3.90, no, £2.95, and it's just a simple v-neck. It's not all that long. It's a tie waist, and the good thing about this one, it has a little camisole just attached to it there, and it means you don't have to go and get find a camisole separate. So really loving that. And one other thing, let's see, hold on a second. Is this here Twilly or Mitsa? Because to me this looks like a really good, I was going to say really good, a dupe for a Dior Mitsa. Explore the world. And it says France, Paris on it. And I've wore this already too. This was around about £5 or £6. This is brilliant as a neck scarf or tied around a bag. I haven't worn it around a bag because the colour, it is super light. So I'm just planning to keep this around the neck. Around the neck or as a headband. You can wear it as a headband as well. Or I have actually wore it as tied round my wrist as well. So I mean, I love that because of the versatility of it as well. So that is that. That's all my thrifting and my makeup the past few weeks. Yeah, so if you've made it this far, thank you so much for watching, and definitely if you have any questions, please feel free to ask them in the comments below. So thank you, and have a really lovely day wherever you are. Thank you. Bye bye.